it's hard to know where we are, let alone where we're going, right? I usually like to focus on where we're headed. I don't even know where we are at this moment. What's coming next? I got no idea. No one does. I go between a 4 and a 7 on the severity scale, right? So I'm asking everyone I know, so where are you? Scale 1 to 10. So 1 is, this is such a no big deal, like totally overblown, we should all go back to work tomorrow. And 10 is like horror movie, Walking Dead, we're all gonna die, okay? We're definitely not either of those. So I go between like a 4, which is like, oh geez, maybe this like isn't that big, to a 7, which is like, oh, this is a huge deal. And like, I don't just slightly fluctuate. I'm like 1 minute I'm a 4, and then the next minute I'm a 7, and I hate that. Sometimes I'll like, with other things I'll waver between like a 6 and a 7 or something, but I've never between a 4 and a 7, and I'm not comfortable here. And then, you know, I hear things like, well, it's only older people. And then you hear stories out of Italy. One doctor said at his hospital, they're not treating anyone over 60. You're like, well, that's not that old, 60. They're like, oh, it's only people with underlying health issues. Well, that's 60 underlying health issues or not. And that could still be what we're facing here in America in the next coming days. And then you see people how it's not even underlying health issues at all. Like that doesn't even have any factor whatsoever. David Latt, he's some lawyer, legal commentator, blue checkmark guy on Twitter. He's 44, 153 pounds. He rarely drinks. He does have exercise-induced asthma, which he manages with an inhaler. But he ran the New York City Marathon twice, walks 25 miles a week, works out high-intensity workouts 3 times a week. This was his diary. He's got COVID, the Wuhan flu. And he's been keeping a Twitter diary. So this is him on March 17th, so last week. He said, I'm constantly weak and winded. I'm hooked up to oxygen 24/7. Even with oxygen, the simplest tasks are extremely difficult. This morning, this ex-marathoner could barely walk the 5 feet from his bed to the toilet. Chest heaving with the labor of breathing because I was going to collapse if I stood too long. He's 44. Exercises. I'm usually a fast eater. Today it took me 90 minutes to eat my lunch because I kept getting winded. I'm so weak the fork wobbled each time I lifted it to my mouth. And he talks about, well, it's only supposed to be old people and it's only supposed to be this, whatever. But for those who get severe cases like, and some people, it's not a big deal, right? Some people, you get no symptoms, some just, whatever, not a big deal. But for those who get severe cases like me, it's been hell. I've had 10 days in counting with no real improvement of fever, fatigue, joint aches, chills, cough, respiratory difficulty. I've never been this sick in my entire life. That was last week. As of yesterday, his family announced that he has been intubated and he's on a ventilator. He's 44. They said, oh, Slater, he's got asthma. That's a respiratory issue. Of course, that's going to be a problem. Even though he's young, he still has got an underlying health issue. All right, Cameron Vanderberg. He won the gold medal for South Africa in the 2012 London Olympics, and then he won the silver in the 2016 Olympics. He's a swimmer. All right, so we got a gold medalist swimmer, still a young guy. He had it. He said, I've been struggling with it for 14 days. By far the worst virus I've endured, despite being a healthy individual with strong lungs, living a healthy lifestyle, and being young. He's 31. Although the most severe symptoms have eased, his fever, I'm still struggling with serious fatigue and a residual cough I can't shake. Any physical activity like walking leaves me exhausted for hours. Please look after yourself. Health comes first. COVID-19 is no joke. That was one of my friends' experience too. One of my buddies' strongest, this guy's like a specimen. Right? You give him a hug and like his back is just like ripped, like he's jacked and strong. The military guy. He had it, we think, we didn't get tested or anything, but he slept for 18 hours. He was just exhausted for 2 days, just couldn't move at all. I don't want more of those. I don't want more of those stories. I mean, those are healthy, otherwise healthy people. And imagine if we didn't do anything that we've been doing, how prevalent those would be, right? Slater Crusaders, thanks for watching the first on YouTube. If you want more, like, subscribe. We got plenty.